It's a Daily Talk Show, episode 282.
It's hump day. How are you?
It is Wednesday, isn't it? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, mate.
Okay. Yeah,
we are. We're locked and loaded.
Mm-hmm.
So the week's going fast when you got lots of shit on.
Well, how many days have there been in the week already?
Well, there's
Sunday, Monday,
Tuesday. We're on the third day of the week.
Wanted to bring up some of the bullshit that was happening.
You wanted to bring up because we got an email that was in your defence of what you thought. So just quickly recapping, Josh has always said that the week starts on Sunday and goes through till Saturday.
Yes.
And I said, mate, Monday.
Well, so
to Sunday is the week.
Trev sent an email basically saying that I was right. Yeah. He said, I don't like to bring religion into things, generally speaking.
But you will when it supports your
when it supports my argument, I will. Yeah. Trev said, Tommy, you gronk, Sunday is the start of the week. You'll find it relates to the Christian calendar, which most of us were brought up on.
Yeah.
ISO is just bullshit.
Which is what we found.
The international fucking Mr. whatever 97. It is. This is the issue I have with Mr. 97, and I'm going to need him to get on the mic.
What's your issue today with Mr. 97?
No, my issue today is he's a fucking gronk, and he set me up. Because 97, what did you say? What do you remember what you said? What in regards to what day?
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, and you started quoting. You quoted the ISO or whatever.
Yeah, straight off Google.
Yeah.
Google's response.
Okay, straight off Google. Let's actually read straight off Google what it says.
You need to make sure that you both typed in the exact same thing. So you wrote,
yeah, sure. Official start of the week.
Okay. So I'll write that.
Yeah.
Official start of the week.
We like to clear things up here. We're closing a loop here on the Daily Talk Show. Okay. So the pause in Josh is because what he searched first, what I could see just a second ago with what he searched.
I searched first day of the week.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, yeah.
And when you search first day of the week, it says Sunday is the day of the week after Saturday, but before Monday. All right, thanks, fucking
genius.
This is for aliens.
Google, I don't care what they say about you.
According to the Hebrew calendars and traditional Christian calendars, Sunday is the first day of the week. However, according to the International Organization of Standardization, ISO 8601, I don't know what that means, Sunday is the seventh and last day of the week.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Trev, I don't know how you run your business, mate, but are you working on a Sunday? Monday is when your kids get dropped off to school. Friday is when they finish into the weekend. Saturday,
you pick them
Sunday.
up in between that though, right?
No, hopefully not. Saturday, Sunday, and then back to it again on Monday. So,
okay, well, so I'm sorry what I said to Mr. 97 because the thing is that the difference between first day of the week, Googling that, and official start of the week, there's actually a different answer.
I mean, yeah.
So, okay. Don't worry about it.
But I get it.
Thanks.
I don't know who, like as much as you say it is, and Trev supporting you, who's treating their life like that? I'd be surprised if there's many people. Like, because it throws off what we actually have to conform to is like a lot of shops aren't open on Sunday.
This week, so if you were to say next Sunday,
this is a different conversation because it's like saying today's Wednesday, and you're like, and so we're saying next Thursday, and I've always got confused as whether next Thursday is Thursday in 1 week or Thursday, which is tomorrow. And I know that a lot of people say next Thursday, if you haven't got to that day yet within the week, it is the next one, which makes sense. And
then how do you say the Thursday coming?
You could say Thursday week.
I say this Thursday.
This Thursday for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
next Thursday for the next week.
So Trev's going to have an email to you, mate. According to the Hebrew, which a lot of us were brought up on.
That's not what he said.
No. But Christianity. But I reckon Trev, please let us know. Have you got a problem with Josh saying next Thursday as in Thursday in a week's time?
We need to ask Nason, what do the Baha'is do?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of Baha'i mates. I could just associate with whatever. They have their own year, New Year's. And
I think the jury's out on that one. I think you've got that one wrong.
Okay. In regards to,
Because I get it wrong too. I do exactly what you do.
Americanisms,
Yes.
I think they say they fuck it all up. The next, and we nearly missed finding out what type of baby my brother's having. Is that what you say? The gender reveal?
Oh yeah.
Type of baby.
Yeah.
Because of they said next Thursday or whatever, but they meant this Thursday.
Yeah. You can never be more you need to be detailed. Like I write when I'm writing work emails and it gets to those moments where you're like, lock in Wednesday or whatever. You just got to put the date in there. Just do everyone a favor.
Yeah.
You don't want to have, rocking up to a shoot on the wrong day. I saw a guy on Facebook Instagram stories. He's like, off to South Africa. And then the next story is, my flight was actually booked for another day. I forgot that I changed it. But then the next one after that was sorted. I'm on a flight. He must have status or something so he could change it.
The scary ones are when they're booked in for 12:05, midnight, 5 minutes after midnight. And because it will show up on the next day, that's whenever I have a flight like that, risky territory.
Oh, the amount of times I've just spent looking at my phone, just clearly can read it, but I'm just going over it in my head, just going, hang on. You got to say it out loud because you don't trust yourself in your head. Is it?
Anyway. But if you were at a line, you were forming a queue. If you were associated with that line, what would you say?
I'm a part of the line. I'm in the line.
Okay, yeah, because in the US, they don't say I'm in the line.
What do they say?
I'm on the line.
I'm on the line.
Yeah. I was on the line waiting for tickets.
Nah.
Yes.
Serious?
Yeah.
Well,
I've heard multiple
US
people.
correspondent Eric, please confirm that via email.
Do you say, because I feel like it should definitely, you're in the line, not on the line.
I'm in the line.
It's like, hey, I was on the line for tickets to see a show.
I mean, in the line doesn't really make sense because you're being inside of something. I'm in and the line is the thing. Yeah, it is. That doesn't really make sense when you say I'm in the line. I'm on the line. I'm on the actual line. The line's a thing. Yeah, that's confusing.
But the thing is, it probably makes sense based on we talk about queues.
Yeah.
So you're in a queue.
Yeah.
And you're not on a queue.
Yes.
And so maybe that's part of the confusion.
Do they say in a queue?
I don't think they say queue.
Well, fuck you.
I actually knew that Tommy was going to do that for some fucked up reason.
There's a suburb in Melbourne called Kew, and if someone says, "Do you live in Kew?" They live in Kew, and then you say, "Fuck you," or I love it. Anyway, that's a real dad joke.
We did get we got a joke sent to us from BK.
Yeah,
he actually said in the message to Josh, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I get that. It's a very you joke. Why did he send it? Not sure. Love getting your jokes, BK.
I used to, when I was a kid, that was the main.
Hang on, it says at the bottom of the email, sent from Tesla. That's joking, BK.
Tommy's trolling BK. Tommy once said that BK had a Tesla. He doesn't. And he's now doubling down
on the fact that he has a Tesla. I'm going to bully him into getting a Tesla.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's
so
probably
much grief about having a Tesla that he gets.
He can never get one though.
Why not?
Because it then feels like he got pressured into, and it's a big purchase to be pressured into getting.
I want to do a show from BK's Tesla
coming in 2022. No, Bobby sent us a joke.
Yeah, what did BK say?
Did you hear about the monkeys who shared an Amazon account?
No, I didn't.
They were primates. I think this is a new segment that I'll be doing of my regular jokes.
It's about as good as the fuck you joke.
Maybe. But no, so I've I think we could make it a regular segment. So if you do have a joke, Josh's joke of the week, we'll have eventually we'll have a sting that we'll play.
Will we?
Yeah.
I mean, we make a lot of promises on this podcast. There is a promise that I heard someone make on another podcast. Sam Harris. Uh-huh. Sam Harris, a neuroscientist, atheist, just science lover, podcaster, author. What else? Anything else?
I don't know.
I went down that rabbit hole and I just felt like I had to keep saying things about him. I don't really know that much about him, but I like him, and he's very keen on meditation. He's a big advocate.
Not to be confused
with meditation. Meditation.
Yeah. I'm doing 20 minutes of medication every morning. What are you taking?
And so he's released an app called Waking Up.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the name of his podcast as well, isn't it?
He's done himself a bit of a branding incident where he's called the app the name of what his podcast was, and now he's changed the name of his podcast.
Why?
We had to, because he didn't want to confuse Waking Up, his app, with his podcast, which was also Waking Up, but he's now changed it.
Okay. I think that's almost worse.
Well, he's got to swim through it, but he's doing a good thing, right? Because he's helping people meditate, and his app is actually him running these meditation sessions.
Narrations.
They're all like 10 minutes, and there's heaps of apps that do this where you
Your mum
download.
does it.
My mum's she's quite big on a meditation app.
I just
Insight
panicked.
Timer.
I just remembered it's my mum's 60th birthday today.
Today?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Lynn.
Happy birthday, Lynn. I'll package this up as Mr. 97. This will be our snippet for Instagram.
We saved the confetti cannons for our
70th.
show celebrations, but we'll bring one out for your 70th.
Mum was actually last night ordering her seniors card, like getting real ready, like night before type of thing.
Really?
Yeah. So
She
anyway,
wants those discounts.
yeah. Where do you get discounts from?
Discounts for train tickets.
Mum's never fucking caught a train. She doesn't even fill up her own petrol.
There's discounts, I think, at
Sorry, Mum.
some fast food places.
Really?
Cinemas.
Oh,
Mr.
that's
97. Good. He's preparing for his 60th in 45 years or whatever it is. Anyway, so Sam
Meditation.
Harris. Yeah, so Sam Harris, I heard him on his own podcast talk about this. And it was timely because I'd just gone past my 5-day free trial. So it basically there's 60 days of meditation that is available, so 60 different recordings. And I'd gone through the first 5, and then the rest are kind of locked until you pay. And
how'd you find the experience?
I loved it. The problem was I went past the 5 and then I just had to keep going. And I listened to the 5th one so many times. I was like,
were they very different? Each day, was it working on a different sort of mind muscle?
Yeah, it's fully starting. Like if you've never done meditation, which I've done bits and pieces, but I think it's like if you've never done it, or even if you have been doing it, you may as well go through the days, because it does. First of all, you're not worrying about like sounds and stuff. And so by the 5th day, you're thinking about listening to sounds around you. And so it's like, first of it's just starting to become aware.
It's a bit of a structure.
It's good, yeah. And so this is the thing. I'm looking forward to getting through the 60 days. But the only problem was that I didn't have the money in one of the accounts. I've got priorities now. What I would spend in a week on this app is probably what I'd spend on Bodhi's nappies. So if I was to choose one or the other, I'd buy the nappies over this. But I was like, I'll hold off. I'll buy it 100%. And then the price fucking skyrocketed.
How much are they charging?
So it went from $7 a week to like $16.95 per week, which is like, that's more than Netflix. I mean, it is a good thing for you. So it's not as much as my gym membership, which is $20.
Do you find that I feel like there's a disconnect with this meditation stuff, because it's like on a phone. I feel like the one thing I need to do is be on my phone less.
I've got my AirPods on. I've just press it, put my phone down, you're just lying there.
Okay.
The thing about meditation is I was going to say good enough, but if you've been doing it long enough, like my mum's been doing it long enough, she doesn't need to listen to tapes and stuff. She does sometimes, but she's disciplined enough to run her own meditation, because otherwise you're just captured in thought. So the whole thing of him sparking back in, saying something triggers you out, and he says, you may have been off in thought then. Yeah, fucking you're right, Sam. I was thinking about what I'm going to have for breakfast. And so it's all about sort of just bringing you back. And so the voice guides you through it. That's the whole thing about guided meditation. Anyway, so it's skyrocketed in price. And then I'm listening to his podcast, and this is like a new business model for him. He gets support through his website. People make donations.
Is he off Patreon?
He's off Patreon, doesn't use that.
That's where the price rise came from?
Well,
The panic?
I've heard him talk about this app in development for like a year, right? And he said there is so much work in.
Is
an
it
app.
complex?
Well, I think for recording them, putting them out, making sure the
There's a
payment
content
structure's right.
piece, I guess.
It is hard. I think people just go, oh, let's have an app. Let's create an app. It's not as easy as that.
Yeah.
And it costs a lot of money to sort of run, is what he's been saying. Anyway, he believes that we've been paying way too little for apps and subscriptions online, which I think we're primed to pay like real low, like $4, $4.95 a month for an app of something like that.
If there's a $15 app, people in the reviews will be like, this is so expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like software used to be so much money.
Yeah.
And so no wonder all these pieces of software are going to like software as a service because, monthly subscriptions. Because otherwise, like how do they, it's like Final Cut Pro. I bought Final Cut Pro 10 in 2011. I re-downloaded it with the latest version without having to pay any more. Like how as a business can you survive that?
Oh, 100%. Well, they are owned by Apple, right?
Yeah, well Apple.
That's the only way. But for individual businesses, that's always like, I'm not going to charge little, like I'm going to charge a good amount, what I think it's worth. So he's gone this one end where it's like, I'm charging a lot of money. So if you want it, you can pay for it. But then he said, for people who cannot afford it, but really want it, you can have it for free.
I don't know if you're in the category.
Well, here's the thing. I listened to this and I was like, is that fucking legit? Like, that's a big promise. Like, think about all the people. Then I was thinking about for the people that do, all you have to do is email him, email info@wakingup.org or something. Anyway, he's just like, email us and we'll give you a year's subscription for free. And so I was thinking, the thing is, if you don't use it, if you use it twice and then don't use it, it's not like you really, it doesn't matter that he's given it to you. You've just basically done the trial. But if you stick at it and talk to people about it, that's probably a good sort of investment. And I don't know if he does it again after 1 year. That's a good investment on his behalf to give it away for free. Anyway, I emailed him and he emailed back, I've got the subscription for free for a year.
Really? For a year? So it's like it timed. So
Well, that's what he said, a year. I don't know how that works technically, but it opened it up.
Have you got your own login?
Well, so I put my email address in, so it's connected to my email address.
What did he say in the response? Was it? And did you feel like you have to justify? Did you say, "Hey Sam, I have the option of either buying your app or getting my son nappies"?
Oh, I didn't say that,
Okay.
but I didn't give him the sob story. But I'm sure people do. I'm sure it's just going through to somebody. But it came back and it says it's signed off from Sam, which looks like an automated email. But he just says, hello, we've activated your free 1 year subscription to the Waking Up app. The next step is for you to download the Waking Up app from your phone. Blah, blah, blah. Once installed, you should log into the app with this email. And we hope that you will share your enthusiasm for it with your friends and family.
Do you think that you would that now change your day-to-day spending in regards to positioning your mind of I can't afford that app? Will you double think when it comes to buying a coffee and saying, well, hang on, if you can afford 2 coffees a day or whatever, can you afford the meditation app? What's the scale?
This is the thing that most people are up against, because I think anyone in their life has an example of where a priority is not right. And me testing this, I'm happy, like in a few months when I've just got, you can donate money to his business, or, just his business model. On his website has a donation button. This is how he runs his business, his books.
And so you'll donate.
100%. I will 100% put the money through.
Have you ever gone to one of those restaurants where it's like pay what you think it's worth?
Yeah. What is it? Lentil as anything
Is that
Melbourne?
Still around? I feel like they went out of... I felt like they went out of business because all the gronks.
They were going. They were almost about to close down, and so they're still there. But you definitely like this is a vegetarian restaurant. There was one at the convent.
Yeah, in Abbotsford. I think that's closed down.
Maybe that's gone. But they're in It's in a prime location in St Kilda, and there's a little box, and it just says, put in what you feel the meal was worth.
What would you normally put in?
Always put in $10 per person.
That seems like a cheap meal, doesn't it?
Well, I think it's a vegetarian meal. It's a set menu. They make these things in bulk. So
if you probably bought it from a shop, you'd pay what, $13?
Yeah, 13, 14, 15. But I mean, yeah, I guess people, like you see the people that are there, they're all kind of like hippie-ish people who probably don't work or just love vegetarian food. There's heaps of people go there that have money. And so I think there would be like, giving $5 or something is probably a bit too low.
Well, I guess it depends how much you can afford.
Yeah. I was I didn't have much money, and I guess I had money, but I was like not wanting to go and spend $20. Quite easy to spend $20 on takeaway dinner these days. And where I lived in Albert Park, one of the most expensive suburbs in Melbourne, but I didn't own the place. It's a different scenario. Around the corner was a Hare Krishna temple.
Oh, yeah.
And so Hare Krishnas would all go there, and they've got free food for the Hare Krishnas. And so breakfast, lunch and dinner, you can go there, and it's a really nice experience. So there was...
So you went?
I used to go at night every now and then.
Wait, so did you have to sign up?
No sign up. Take your shoes off, go upstairs.
How do they know that you're... Were they requiring you? You said you had to be Hare Krishna.
No, I said it's a Hare Krishnas, and Hare Krishnas go there.
97, can we just get you on the mic? It's really good having you on the mic. Did Tommy just say that you had to be Hare Krishna?
Did I?
No. He just said it was.
No, I didn't.
It was
say
a place that you could rock up to.
And the Hare Krishnas went there for breakfast.
That's really annoying. Mason, if you're going to smile, do that smile.
I'm supportive of that, Tommy. That's great.
It sounded like you were supporting that anyway.
Yeah, so
I control the mic.
Let me just move this conversation. Mr. 97, we should go there. Hare Krishnas, the food.
Well, I think it's good. I thought it would have been Gronk behaviour if it was
I'm rocking up with dot on my forehead.
Yeah, or
just
just
a paint they do, and my beads.
I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's good.
And I'm conning them all.
They're saying it's a bit of a recruitment process, I'm sure. They probably get...
They're lovely. It's all about peace and just everyone's smiling.
Vegetarian again?
It's all vegetarian.
Yeah.
And they had this dessert. I don't even know what it was made of, but you would have loved it. It was so ghetto. It was like big buckets, like white buckets, and they'd just be scooping out, smiling, just giving you food. And I enjoyed it. Like the gardens the premises, like the building that they would own would be probably $7-8 million. Like it's a huge piece of land in one of the most expensive suburbs of Melbourne, and it's just got this pristine garden and this huge big old looks like some old nunnery, like an old sort of
convent.
It looks like an old convent. Yeah.
What's the difference between a nunnery and a convent?
I'm not sure, but it looks it's this big old Victorian style mansion. And in there is all these rooms, and you can go in. You can make donations and stuff.
What's the banter like?
Not a great deal. Hello, hi. I mean, a lot of.
Did you go alone?
A lot of are they Indians that are Hare Krishnas? I think there was a lot of Indian people that were there, and so a lot of them weren't speaking English, and they're all they're with their families and their kids, and so I kind of just was.
I think it's super
pleasant.
Nice.
It was really nice, and so you're respecting the culture and the religion that it is, and the environment that it's in, and so I just enjoyed it. I think they didn't mind it.
Are they evangelical or no?
As in trying to get you on board. No,
you don't get weekly text messages.
No. They didn't come up to me and say you need to join, but it was nice. You just kind of got to hang out. Like the vibe of the people was really sweet. Yeah. Really nice. So we should go and do it. I've taken a few people there. I've gone there with my mum.
So that's good. I think for me it's the social bit that's
having to talk to them.
Yeah.
Like why are you here?
Not, yeah, but it's not, because not even like I like deep conversations, but just the idea of a lot of people.
I don't think you have to have a deep conversation.
No, I like I actually like being like, hey, I want to find out about your faith and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
That interests me more. We did, Brie and I actually went, when we, at our old apartment, we had a Hare Krishna, is that how you say it, above us, and he invited us over to his house.
For dinner?
For dip.
For dip?
Yeah. And he was obsessed with Yumi's brand.
Oh, yeah.
The banter was strong. He was just like, yeah, this is Yumi's. It's great because it's like all organic or whatever.
Hummus.
Yeah, it was like, I think it was a beetroot dip.
Oh,
and so we're just eating, and I just remember, he would have been in his 50s.
Yeah.
And I enjoy asking questions about stuff.
Yeah.
But I just feel like in the bigger settings, Nissan's always inviting me to things. They do something called soul food, which is like it's what is it called? Multi-religion sort of thing. They basically, on a Sunday, they used to do it at the library.
Oh, yeah.
The Victorian, like the State Library, in one of their rooms, and they would have like a person featured talking about a specific faith or whatever. But
no, we should go. It's an interesting experience, and I think it'd be there's a food truck that's for people that cannot afford anything, homeless people.
What's the difference though?
But I feel like I'd be taking advantage of that if I went there.
Wait, but so is it a food truck at the same location?
No, I'm talking about something different. So in Melbourne, there's like food shelters, or there's Father Bob's food truck.
Yeah,
it's literally across the road from my house, and you see everyone lining up. And so, I mean, this is the thing. I can afford to eat each night now. I was just a bit strapped for cash then, and I thought it was a great option.
No, well, I remember when we were in Poland. In Krakow, there was there's these places called milk bars. It's called milk bars.
Yeah, we got them here, bro.
No, they're
local milk bar.
No, it's I think it was, I don't know when it was created, but it's subsidised food.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cheap, but it's high quality. Like it's like Melbourne cafe.
Who's
quality.
subsidising it?
The government. And so you can go, like Brie and I spent $15 for the two of us to have and that's like including drinks. And like awesome coffees and food.
So what's the vibe? Is it that people go there?
No, I think it's good because I think it's like a bit of an equalizer. So is that what equalizer? Is that right? Like just people from all different
walks. You've got to stop questioning what you're saying. I'm getting sick of it.
The different walks of life.
So it's not set up for people who
are just homeless or whatever. Okay. So you have all different types. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I guess there's nothing really of the equivalent. I guess small, nothing government run that I could think of that's of that. I wonder how bad. Like if there is another GFC, and I mean we're talking about with Nissan.
Yeah, it feels like something's coming.
Well, if something really bad happened, and nothing's happened in our lifetime, like I said yesterday. But what happens with things like food? Like what are you doing? What are people doing?
June will be cracking that open.
Cans are going off the shelf. But I mean, what happens? Does the government come to help? I don't know if it will happen to that degree here. But I mean, I guess the way it's just stopping Uber Eats.
Yeah. Would have to go to Mr. 97 goes like the peanut company, the nut company. What is it called? Royal Nut
What, to buy
Company.
bulk nuts?
Not just, so this is what I thought. I was like, man, it's a big place for just nuts. And there's the title of the show.
Just nuts.
But it actually has like black beans and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. 97 had 5 kilos of black beans.
Yeah. If the thing is, people can't be fussy when you're in desperate times. And
I would eat all my leftovers.
You'd eat porridge even though you don't like porridge. So you'd make a big vat of porridge. And
talking about
big
food,
vat of black beans.
Food.
Damn it! He's taken the bait.
No,
it wasn't even. But there's nothing on the hook. But he still bit the hook.
And what I'm trying to understand at the moment with food is, how we've done some weights. We do weights. That's a thing that we do.
Yeah.
And so, when am I meant to be able to gain muscle? I need to be eating more food than I need.
Yes.
Correct?
No, not necessarily more
calorically,
food than you need.
Do I need to have more calories than I burn in a day? Like what's the deal?
Because you can build muscle at deficit, deficit calories. Very hard for most people. So calories out versus calories in. Very hard to build muscle with lower calories in than you're putting out.
And the problem is that this has opened up a huge issue for me. which is just like I'm now being like, well, if I want to start gaining muscle, I'm going to have to eat more.
Yeah.
The problem is that I'm now eating more. I looked at the scales. I'm like, I've put on 1.5 kilos.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm like, you know what? I think it must be muscle.
Sure. I mean,
Is that risky? Like,
I think when you're looking at 1 or 2 kilos either way, you're in trouble because, and that's, I know you've gone from the school of thinking, weight, like I need to get it down, or it's like it's here and this is the benchmark and I've got to get it lower, or if it goes higher, I'm fucked. Whereas like at the start of the week, I can weigh 90 and by midweek I can weigh 88. Have I lost 2 kilos of muscle or 2 kilos of fat? Probably not. It's probably just water. It's probably just bloat from eating shit on the weekend and then getting strict. It takes years to build. One bodybuilder was like, dude, 10 years to build it like 10 kilos of muscle, like of consistent training. So when you're not, this is this problem with scales. Eat 3 meals a day. For you, it's not for everybody, but I think you just got to have more protein. I don't want to give you advice. I could write you a meal plan if you need.
No, that's okay. I know exactly what I need to eat.
Yeah.
But biscuits at night, being at mum and dad's and being like, you know what, this is going to push me over. But maybe that's the exact shock in the system that I need.
I think the thing is I've been losing weight and my body changing, and I've been eating healthy 5 days a week and eating shit the other 3 and slowly lowering the shit over the 3 days.
I think I need to pick one. I think I need to be like, at the moment, I'm not trying to build muscle, because otherwise I feel like I'm tricking myself and saying, you know what, like the Mentos that I had yesterday.
Yeah.
This is a problem.
The sugar isn't going to be the thing that stops you from building muscle. This is the thing. You could build heaps of muscle.
I've got the Mentos packets.
You've been in a corporate environment.
This is the problem with this could never work in corporate. We did a corporate video. So I thought I had 5. That's how many I said to Brie I had.
2, 4, 6, 8. That's what you've put here. Is it 10 at least?
Yeah, it's probably 10.
But here's the thing. That's not going to stop you from building muscle.
But that's what I'm thinking.
The goal away from I want to build muscle. Like if you could.
But is that going to help me build muscle?
No.
A little bit of shock in the system? No.
Nah. There's no protein in that.
Yeah, but I thought, sugars opens up fucking. This is what I was imagining when I was eating the Mentos.
You still need protein to fucking build any form of muscle.
But so I did. Yeah. Okay. No, I get that.
But if the focus is training every second day or training 5 days a week,
I get it.
The hard thing is to do everything. The hard thing is to do your diet, do your exercise, and all the sleep all at once. Yeah. This is the thing.
I just remember hearing someone said, the hardest thing about weightlifting or gaining muscle is just eating enough food. It just stuck with me. I'm like, you know what? If there's one thing that I could win on, it's eating enough food.
But you could then geek out in healthy food and what kind of food you're having and the types and shit, which is like the people who are obsessed with the types of food and sticking to it.
Macros.
That's a good formula with training. But I get skinny if I don't eat and I train. Like it doesn't really matter. I just lose. It was one of the things it's like the reverse, you've lost weight. It's like people tell me, oh, you're looking slim. It's like,
That's negative.
It's offensive, bro. I'm trying to bulk over here, yeah?
Someone who's bulking, Jack Post.
Oh, yeah.
We're having him on the show. We're having him on the show tomorrow. But no, he's a guy who's fucking.
Is he bulking?
Yeah, well, he's adding a lot of muscle.
Is he?
He's someone who was like never really muscular.
Is this a conscious thing, or
I think it is. We should ask him.
So you don't know? You just
no. I know that he's been making an active effort over the years.
Train. Well, we were in the competition together. The fit I can't even remember what was it. It was the first year it was fatties, and then next year it was something different. But there was like 10 or 15 of us, and we'd all try and build as much muscle as we could. And he was in the second year. And so I know he was training.
Yeah. Anyway, it was mainly just a tease for tomorrow. That's what
a tease that Josh has been admiring your physique.
Yeah.
And we want to talk to you about your physique tomorrow.
That will be tomorrow. It's a Daily Talk Show. Hi at thedailytalkshow.com if you want to send us an email like BK did or like Trev did. I think there's probably nothing more to discuss in regards to the Monday, Sunday thing.
I'm sure Trev's got something
It's a closed case.
Closed case? Who? What's the jury? What's the verdict?
I don't give a fuck. I don't care enough. The real thing is it on the line or in the line? Hi, thedailytalkshow.com.
Eric, what are you doing over in the US, bro?
Are you in the line or on the line? Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.